Welcome back to another day in the life of a reseller vlog. Today is Friday, November 15th. Been busy this morning. I got a new vlog published. Also been putting up some shorts from Fremont Fridays. A performance by Yanni. I think he's from Spokane, but I'm not quite sure. He might not be, but some good shorts we're getting up there, and people are really liking them. Let me show you one that's taken off. So there he is, that's Yanni. He did a later set at Fremont Fridays in 2023. That's when this is from. It was just starting to get dark, and he had a lot of fun little skits. He had actually like a little telephone on stage with him. Got a few laughs out of the crowd, and also put on quite a performance. Right as that sunset happened, let me give you a little taste of Yanni here. Let's hit play on this one. This one is titled Tonight's Vibe, The Truth Behind Switching Sides. That's with Opus Clips. They created that title there. So let's give it a listen.
I be like, I might go fuck your kids tonight. You deserve someone who will treat you right. I feel like you the type to go switch sides. You got every right to have high suspicions. It's how you don't do it, but you just don't listen. Yeah, I'll be like, shut the fuck up, this your kid's favorite song. Turn the speakers up, get the hoes to sing along. You know you messed up when she went through your phone. Shut the fuck up. Okay, yeah, turn on the TV, put on Fox News. Taste up your week, put on your trash shoes. Yeah, tell you some week before you hear what they say. What they say, yeah, I'll be like, I might go fuck your bitch tonight. You deserve someone who will treat you right. I feel like you the type to go and switch, okay, yeah, whoa, I can tell you.
There you have it, a little taste of Yanni. You deserve someone who will treat you right. That's right. Good advice there by young Yanni. There was a lot of great hip-hop artists out there at Fremont Fridays. Obviously, Marshall, Hugh of the Martial Law Band. Those guys help organize it, and they kind of have a mixture of hip-hop in their set, and a lot of great hip-hop artists. They brought a lot from Spokane and that area over the mountains, and they all performed there, and even brought some from Portland, all over the place, coming in there to perform. Free concert series there in Fremont, Seattle. So been putting out those clips pretty regularly, and it's helping the channel to really grow, getting quite a few views and new subscribers as a result. It's been over a year now since I went out there and put that time in, so it's kind of fun to kind of go back and revisit these performances and see what these performers are up to these days. You know, a lot of them are still doing their thing, still performing shows, putting out new music, new albums and all that. So it's kind of interesting to see how the progression of a young artist in the local scene is going. So if you want to check out more of Yanni, that is up on my channel now, the full performance, all that I captured anyways. I was shooting some photos as well, so didn't get the whole performance, but a nice snippet of what he did out there. And of course this year I only made it out there one time. That was to watch Tori T-Spade Holloman perform. He had an album come out this year as well. That's up on streaming platforms now if you want to check that out. Today I also put out a little snippet from his performance, the last song he performed. He took some selfies with all the fans that showed up for him, and performed a few kind of songs over the Mid-Pack was the band that he performed with. They were playing, and he did kind of a verse similar to Dr. Dre, Forgot About Dre. He put his own little spin on that one and mixed in some of his own verses as well. So kind of a nice way to close out his set. I put that up there. It's a short little 8-minute clip if you want to check that out. And the full performance that I got is also up on my channel. I think it was 31 minutes of content. You can see a lot of what is on Tori's new album. So if you're interested in hearing that live with Mid-Pack, he kind of mixed things up with a live band. Finally made it out there to Fremont a year later. We went out there together in 2023, and 2024 he actually performed. I think he was out there a couple times performing. And kind of nice to see how Tori has let his music get out there to the masses. Finally had that album come out, and hopefully it's doing well for him. You can go on Spotify or iTunes and give it a listen. It's got quite a few nice songs on it. I think Stand in Line is probably my favorite. That's probably the sleeper hit. He's got a lot of good ones, but that one's kind of my favorite. So here's a look at the thumbnail for that one. If you want to see Tori close out his set, there he is with a couple fans taking a selfie there in the final song of the set. So pretty cool. He was out there in the crowd, amongst the people, just rhyming away. It was a great moment, I thought. So that's why I decided to put it out there to the masses again, just as a separate video. So of course, with all that fresh content going up, the long form videos, Yanni, and the shorts going up to the short section, we're getting a lot of views. Of course, we got the day in the life of a reseller vlog that also went up, some reseller related content, and that's been kind of the staple that has allowed the channel to grow. We're putting those out every morning, so you always have something to watch to see how the old business is doing. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at how YouTube is progressing, see how the channel has grown in the last day. So here's a look at the channel analytics, and it says here your channel got 73,974 views the last 28 days. Watch time is up to 581.5 hours. When we check the chart down here, we dropped off quite a bit yesterday, so we got to get busy, get some fresh content up. Hopefully things will take off. Subscriber count is up though, still climbing. 853 subscribers, you see that there. 853, so thank you to all you new subscribers who have joined the adventure. And we check the chart down here, it looks like we're at 2,577 views the last 48 hours. But recently we have taken a climb. Look at all that views. That's thanks to Yanni and T Spade. Go check those guys out on all socials. Give them a thanks and see what they're up to. I know they got some new shows coming up, so go out there and check them out. So now that you've gotten an update on all YouTube, let's go ahead and reintroduce myself to all you new subscribers. My name is Brian Kingsbury. I'm a full-time reseller. I've got 2 eBay stores, over 6,000 items listed, and this channel is kind of details the ins and outs of the business. It's a reseller channel. We tell you guys what we're buying, we show you what we're listing, and of course we always show you what sold. This morning I was working through some old inventory. I had some books that I got out of a last storage unit buy. I do buy storage units on occasion. We have a lot of leftover inventory that I've just been working through, trying to get some of those items online and sold so I can make a little bit of profits off of that investment. And we put up some good books today, and we've got some Beanie Boos, kind of a nicer looking Beanie Baby, you know, the next iteration of a Beanie Baby. They have these sparkly eyes, and they all have a name and a birth date and all that stuff on the tag. So we're putting some of that stuff up, got it photographed, and it's getting online. Let me give you a look at what we got listed. Alright, so there's a look at the last 8 listings to go up into the big store. We left off here, there was these little figurines, little coin bank, little Dutch doll, and then we did 3 pair of jeans, some Kirkland jeans, some Wranglers brand new with tags, and then another pair of Kirklands. And then this morning we got going on these books. I usually don't list books, but I have a stack and I might as well list them. And we're listing them cheap, under $5, $4.97 for these. We got The Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, obviously a great movie, $4.97 on these. Stephen King, I thought this was a Stephen King, but I misread it. Stephen King, Eyes of the Dragon. I never heard of it. Dean Koontz, Seize the Night. So we got one more to list, and then we'll have 5 books up. But that's 4 so far we've done today into the big store. Here's a look at the next one that we're going to list. We're going to get these 5 up. This was The Born Deception. I think that's part of the Born Identity series. The Born Deception by Robert Ludlums. So as you can see, we haven't been too busy getting listings up and focusing mostly on YouTube, getting a lot of content up there, some shorts, and revisiting those old performances. Sometimes it's fun to just kind of take a morning and rewatch some of that stuff and remember the good times, you know. Had a lot of fun out there at Fremont Fridays. I did throw out a few messages to some artists that I might be interested in working with in the future. So we've heard back from a couple of them, and we might have some stuff lined up. So some more live live music could be coming your way on the channel, so stay tuned. So now that you've seen what we got listed, it's time to show you what has sold. We did have a few orders come in overnight. Let's go ahead and take a look at what sold out of the big store today. So it looks like today we have 6 orders for $90.67, $90.67 for 6 orders. Let's see what they were. First item sold for $14.40. This one came in last night, but I was just too tired to pack it up. We're gonna get to it today though. It's an extra large 18-30-40-35 Van Heusen black men's solid pocket dress shirt. Man's 2XL, so nice looking Van Heusen black dress shirt. Solid black dress shirts always sell pretty well. You know, there's always a demand for them. You know, the corporate wear, people like to wear black, you know, doesn't get dirty as quickly. And here's a nice one, regular fit, wrinkle free, pin cord, 18-34-35, so it's a big one, ready for the big guys. Next item sold for $13.12. That's right, just $13.12 for this one. It's an extra large Marmot red work hoodie graphic sweatshirt, men's top, cotton long sleeve. That's right, a work hoodie. We're calling it a work hoodie because it did have stains on the cuffs. So sometimes you get these out of a storage unit. People have been working in it and it has stains. It just won't come out, but it's a good work hoodie nonetheless. Marmot is a well-known brand, but not highly sought after. But the rest of it, other than the cuffs, were in pretty good condition, so I decided to list it up as a work hoodie, let it go. As you can see, they look filthy, but they have been washed. They just have some grease on the pocket and the cuffs and a little bit around the collar, but we took photos of everything, and they know what they're getting. You know, they paid $3 plus shipping, so it's not a big investment for a nice work hoodie. Next item sold for $21.39. It's a brand new pair of brown dress pants, woman's size 12 petite, 12P. Coldwater Creek is the brand. Brand new, look at these, $20 and change. What was it, 21 something I told you? That's a good price for a brand new pair of dress pants. Women's size 12P, so petite. They are fit a little small. $59 MSRP on the tag there. You see that? Cypress natural waist boot cut legs. So nice looking style and pants. I called them brown. I think that's what the tag said, but 12P polyester spandex blend. There's the back of them. Nice looking pair of Coldwater Creek brand new pants. Next item sold for $12.47. It's a 2XLT Lands End polo sweatshirt, long sleeve gray polyester men's, extra large, tall. So a nice looking Lands End. Found these at the Goodwill, I think, for $2. Picked this one up and sold it cheap, but it's good to get it out the door. Sold this one pretty quickly and found it a new home, so that one will be going out today. Next item sold for $18.63. It is a pair of extra large Kappa black and white athletic polyester gym shorts, drawstring, 32-inch waist by 8.5-inch inseam. Of course, Kappa is kind of a well-known soccer brand, was popular a few years back. This one kind of has a cool graphic down the side. Look at that, kind of 2 gals sitting there back to back. Kappa size large shorts, perfect little black and white soccer shorts, I guess. The drawstring and elastic waist, so nice looking sale. Final item sold for $10.66 for this. It's a lot of 3 Star Trek paperback books: Vanguard, Garth of Izar, Requiem, and Excalibur. So those are the titles of these Star Trek books. Garth of Izar. Some of these titles I just have such trouble pronouncing quickly when you're trying to say them fast. But there you see them. Excalibur, Requiem by Peter David, and Garth of Izar. Sounds interesting, right? All you sci-fi fans are probably salivating over these. There's more Star Trek books. So me personally, I couldn't imagine sitting down and reading a sci-fi book like that, but I know some people just love them, right? They love to escape into that world of fantasy and just read their little hearts away. And we got a ton of Star Trek books listed, and we've been selling them pretty regularly. I bought that unit, a storage unit in Everett. Kind of didn't look like much, but in the back were all kinds of Star Trek collectibles. Just about boxes and boxes of books, every book you could ever imagine. I still have the collector's plates in my garage. If anybody wants collector's plates, I'm not really interested in listing those online and shipping them unless somebody wants to buy the entire lot. I might do it that way, pack it up real nice, but I don't want to send them one at a time. That's just too risky. Things will break in the mail, and I'm not I'm not really great at packing stuff like that, breakable, so I tend to break stuff when I send stuff like that in the mail. I'm just not detail-oriented enough, I guess, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better at that sort of thing. We do have some breakables listed in the store, and I try to pack them up as well as I can. We've got some peanuts here now, so I've learned over the course of my career reselling that you gotta pack things with peanuts, you gotta put them in the right box, and you gotta pray, send a little prayer that it doesn't show up broken, or else you'll be eating the expense of a full refund, because there's not really much you can do when a breakable breaks in the mail. You just kind of gotta eat that sale, and if you're sending something expensive, it can cost you quite a bit. So there's a lot of risk and reward when you want to think about that. Do you really want to send a breakable and take that chance? You know, there's the risk of it breaking. So I stick with shirts. A t-shirt's not going to break in the mail. The worst that could happen is it wouldn't fit you. We put the measurement so everybody knows the exact size they're getting, and hopefully they read that information and they know, well aware of what they got and what they're buying. So having said all that, I'm going to locate these 6 sales. We're going to print some shipping labels, add those to the tote, and get ready to go to the post office. We do have to log into the small store, make sure there's no more sales to pack up, but we're going to make all that happen. Let's do it. All right, there they are. Through the magic of video, there are 6 orders ready for labels. Let's get them printed. Of course, we still have this cuddly crew of Beanie Boos ready to be listed once we return from the post office. We got these guys photographed this morning, and they're raring to go, ready to find a new home. All right, there you see them again. 6 orders ready for shipping labels, and here they come fresh off the printer. Let's get these printed so we can take these to the post office and get them out to the customer. 6 orders. All right, we got a nice tote about half full of orders. Let's add 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. So that tote is filling up nicely, but we're not done yet. We gotta check out that small store, see what kind of action we had over there. I'm gonna list that one more book, and then we'll get into that small store and see what sold over there. So I was kind of curious where Yanni was from. I thought Spokane, but it turns out he's not from Spokane. He's based out of Seattle. Went to his page, and it says right here. Let me show you. So it looks like he got this recent write-up here, a spotlight in Dub C Music here on Instagram. It says, Seattle's own Yanni deserves the P. Glang cosign. P. Glang cosign. This 23-year-old artist is making a name for himself with his unique blend of conscious rap, soulful melodies, and raw emotion. So they go on to say he's inspired by legends like Dr. Dre and Wu-Tang, among with Seattle's icon Foo Fighters and Nirvana. Yanni's music is a powerful blend of influence and innovation. P. Glang needs to take notice. So I guess P. Glang, that's this site, that's what they call themselves. So pretty interesting, Yanni. So check him out, give him a follow, and learn what he's all about. 23 years old, 23 years young. He's got a full life ahead of him. Hopefully he does good things. All right, there you see it. Your listing is live. We got that the Bourne Deception from the Bourne Identity Jason Bourne series. We got that one in very good condition listed. So I've been listing a lot of media, a lot of DVDs, Blu-rays, books. We just got 5 books listed, and bad news is I got to put all that stuff away. It's starting to stack up here. Here they all are. I just put these away last week, and we've listed all these into the store, so I got to put these away too. So there you see it. The work of a reseller is never done. The day in the life continues. We still got to log into that small store, see if we had any sales over there. Let's go ahead and do that now and take a look. So for those of you who are new to the channel, you might be asking, why do you have 2 stores? You know, that doesn't make sense. Well, I used to have a downtown suite in Bellingham where I kept all the big store inventory, and we worked out of the big store there for quite a while, and eventually I decided I wanted to start at a small store at home so that I could work half from home and half from the suite, and we did that for several years. And then a few years back I sold the suite downtown Bellingham, moved everything back home, so now we got the big store and the small store here operating from the home headquarters. Everything at home now. I just haven't consolidated things. I'm going to keep the 2 stores open. It appears to be working pretty good that way. I did switch from an anchored store, which I used to have, which the big store was an anchored store. We made it smaller so that we would pay less fees, and we have 2 featured stores now, so it's not as much. I think it's what, $59.99 a month now, unless that rate went up. So 2 small, I guess they call it featured stores. and that's the rate to have that, and it's been working out pretty good. But 2 stores, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. We maintain 2 stores. Let's see what is going on out of the small store. We have just shy of 2,000 items. I think a little over 1,800 items right now, but that fluctuates. Let's take a look. All right, we logged in, and there you see it. New for you, we have 1 paid item. Looks like a magazine of some sort, and then an offer. Let's take a look at this offer. All right, there you see it. It is a Russell 2XL Wazoo WSU polo shirt listed for $7.98, and we got an offer down here of just $5. I think that's not enough. That's not enough for a nice shirt like that. We're going to counter this one. We're asking $7.98 on sale, so we're going to counter this one with an offer of $6.99, I think. That's fair, right? So that's sometimes how I handle things. I don't just accept every offer, and unless I'm in a really good mood, I usually accept things. But if I'm trying to make a few extra bucks, which is most days, I usually counter them somewhere in the middle of where they offered and what I'm asking. I'm pretty fair with that, and you know, they're sending me a $5 offer. I'm asking $8. We're gonna counter $6.99 and hope that they accept it. All right, there you see it, $5.99. We're gonna put in this $6.99 counter offer, $6.99. Oops, 1 extra 9 there. We'll delete one of those. Review your counter offer. Let's review it now. And send this off. Submit that counter offer to the customer. $6.99. Take it or leave it. So as a seller, I'm not really that crazy about playing this back and forth game over a couple dollars, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You know, eBay set it up that way so that you can accept offers, and they have you know, you probably want to have that on your listing so that people can make those offers. They do like to play those games, and they like to feel like they're getting a deal, right? Everybody likes to feel like they're getting a deal when they're shopping on eBay. They're looking for deals. They're looking for a bargain. That's why you go on there. You know, obviously you can buy new stuff now on eBay, but the used market, you always want to find that deal. You want to feel like you're you know, getting one over on the seller, and sometimes you got to allow them to feel that way. And you know, if you make a few bucks less, it's no really big deal. But going back and forth a few times is okay. But when you do it like 5 times, eBay allows 5 counter offers. And when you have one guy that's, you know, going back and forth over 50 cents or whatever, it gets a little old playing that game. But that's part of the day in the life of a reseller. You got to go back and forth with these guys, you know, and sometimes you got to let them win. And speaking of winning, we did allow one person to win an item. They won it for $15. It looks like Mom's sending me a message. $15.73 they won an item for. Let's see what sold. All right, here you see it. A magazine sold for $15.73. This is a vintage magazine. Vintage magazine, science fiction age, November of 1992. Ray Bradbury, Star Trek. So this one likely came from that very same Star Trek storage unit. They had all kinds of Star Trek books, but they also had some collectibles and magazines and posters and all kinds of fun stuff. Here's a look at this one. I took quite a few photos here. There's even some of the articles in there. The Last Robot, Dangerous Knowledge. There you see Hollywood. So some good, interesting articles in this one from 1992. A Tale from the War. Don't miss an issue of Science Fiction Age. Look at that. A Presidential Palace. Ooh, look at that spooky little guy. There's all kinds of fun stuff in these magazines. Who knows how much this thing is actually worth? I might have priced it a little cheap, you know, considering it is a collectible, but that's all right. It's okay to give them a deal. You know, it's been sitting in the store a while, and there it is. Look at that. Look at that sexy monster. Wow, that's an interesting image on the cover there. Science Fiction Age, Ray Bradbury, The Art of Robert McCall. So looks like an interesting read. I didn't really take that close of a look at this one, but a vintage magazine from 1992. So with storage units, sometimes it's not about making that top dollar, you know, it's about finding these items a new home, you know, and finding their way to someone who will enjoy them. You know, I could browse through that magazine, but it's not going to really bring me much joy. You know, I don't really have much of an interest in Star Trek or Star Wars. I'm not a sci-fi guy, but there are tons of people out there who love this stuff. They're going to read every article in that, and they're going to collect it, and they're going to like having it on their shelves. and that's the person we want to find. We want to send that magazine off to them so they can thoroughly enjoy it instead of it just sitting here in my inventory. So we're glad to have that one sold. I'm gonna go grab that. We're gonna print a shipping label, add it to the tote, and then we're gonna run off to the post office to make sure these orders get out in a timely fashion. All right, so there it is, Science Fiction Age from November of '92, a magazine. I had to put some cardboard in there because they requested it. So it obviously is a collector. They want it in pristine condition, so hopefully they're okay with this magazine and hopefully it gets to them in good condition. So that's one of the things you have to consider when you're selling collectibles like this. You gotta kind of consider the person you're selling to. You know, they want this thing in pristine condition. They want to keep it as kind of a shelf piece, part of their collection. They don't want the corners to be dinged, and you know, there's a lot of stipulations. You know, we sold some Star Trek books. They were wondering if it had the stuff that was inserted in the book when it was first published. And, you know, half of that stuff I don't know anything about. You know, I'm not a collector and I don't really know all the ins and outs of all this Star Trek collectible stuff. I don't know what was in it originally or what it entails, but we try to answer our questions, those questions, to the best of my ability, and just you know, pack it up as good as I can. If they want a piece of cardboard in there, I had to go find a piece of cardboard and hopefully get it to them as they desire, and hopefully it'll make it to them and they'll be happy with that pack job. But we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. Hopefully those Star Trekkies, will have, you know, be okay with how I do things. We'll have to wait and find out. It seems like the older I get, you know, the more you realize you gotta do things with a little patience. You gotta go through life with a little grace, and you gotta allow for a little bit of leeway in things, you know. Having a little patience, a little grace goes a long ways. So those are the kind of lessons you can learn as a reseller, you know. They gotta be patient with me as well. As a seller, you know, I don't really like to get demands from, you know, someone buying something for $10 or whatever, you know, and then they have 6 different demands. It doesn't usually go over well with a seller, but, you know, I try to be patient and just answer their questions, you know, and do things to the best of my ability, and hopefully it would all work out in the end. You know, nobody gets mad and nobody sends any angry messages. We used to go back and forth, you know, in the younger days as a reseller. When I first started, you know, there was more back and forth bickering between the buyer and the seller. But these days, you know, eBay has made things a very buyer-centered marketplace, and you know, they have all the power. So us sellers, we gotta just kind of bite our lip and do our thing and meet all their needs that we can, and hopefully things will work out. So we're not gonna toss this one. We're gonna set this nicely in the tote, and of course once it leaves my hands, who knows what happens to it once it gets to the post office. Of course, I did my part. You know, that's all you can really do in life. Just do your part of things. Hope that the rest of the people in your little universe do their part as well. I know the post office works hard to get these orders to the customers in one piece, and they do a pretty good job. We don't have many go missing, and you know, they seem to get there in one piece, and with delivery confirmation, everybody has a number, and it says when it gets there, says where it's at. You know, it's a very efficient process. So the post office has done a great job for resellers over the years. You know, it used to be, you know, things, we get payments in the mail by check. Can you remember those days? Stack of checks in the mail, and you'd have to wait for the check to clear before you send things out. You know, those days are long gone. Now it's all automated, you know, with delivery confirmation numbers, and it's a very efficient process, and it's come a long ways, and it continues to change every year. You know, that's the one thing you can rely upon. eBay makes changes every year, the post office rates go up every year, and your bottom line seems to dwindle. And that's the way it has been over the last few years. That's why I'm pushing for this YouTube channel, trying to get a little extra dough in the bank. And once I get this channel monetized, hopefully that will be the case. It will be more than just the day in the life of a reseller. It'll be the day in the life of a YouTuber. We'll be able to try some more fun adventures, and we're looking forward to that. So the channel is about to be monetized in the new year, and it will be interesting to see what kind of money comes in from all this hard work. But I think that's enough babbling on and on about life's philosophies and how things are changing, and change is inevitable. We got to run this stuff to the post office or we're going to be in trouble. We got to get these orders out to these customers to keep them happy. So that's the next step on this agenda. The day in the life of a reseller continues. Let's hit the road and get to that post office before it's too late. right there, you see it. Only 6:04. We got those orders dropped off Friday night, little after 6 o'clock. What do we want to do, right? It's time to have some fun. We want to go get a 6-pack of beer. We want to go get a 5th of tequila. Maybe hit the strip club. Now, you guys are watching the day in the life of a reseller. We don't do any of that. We're going to go to the thrift shop, right? I'm going to hit Goodwill. We're going to see what we can find over there. Let's go take a look. All right, we made it to the thrift, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't enjoy a nice cold beer on a Friday night or a little sip of tequila every now and then. But as a reseller, you got to kind of condition yourself to be out there sourcing new items. You got to poke your nose in the thrift and be in there just in case that item comes that can make you a decent profit. You know, there's a lot of stuff that comes through the thrift store, and the more time that you're in there, the better chance that you have of coming across one of those big money items. Usually we find, you know, items that are a little bread and butter, makes us a few bucks here and there. T-shirt here, DVD, Blu-ray there. Every time we go in there, but sometimes you might come across something that will make you a little bit more money, and that's kind of what we're after. We want to be in these thrifts every so often, you know, a couple times a week at least, just to keep our eyes out there and see if we can find that big score. You know, you search for it online, and oftentimes you see a lot of that stuff out there selling for big money, and if you're never in the thrift store, you're never going to find it. So that's why we're popping in here Friday night. Here it is, 6 o'clock, and we're going to have a little fun. We're going to head in there, see if we can find something to take home and list this weekend. So let's give it a go.
Woohoo! Yay!
All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little footage of Goodwill. Saw a lot of stuff in there, but we only picked up a few items. Spent $19, I think, on 5 items. 3 media items, 2 t-shirts. I'll show you guys that stuff when we got home. No big money stuff, but we did get a few good deals. We should be able to make a decent amount of profit on those pickups. All right, we made it home from Goodwill. Let me go ahead and show you guys what we got. Like I said, 3 media items and 2 t-shirts. Let's take a look. Here is a look at the 3 media items. We picked up this box set of Lost. Looks like a complete 3rd season. It's brand new in the shrink wrap. That was only $2.99. They gave it to me for the same price as a normal DVD or Blu-ray. And we got a couple Blu-rays. This one is Armored. And on the right here is the Maze Runner. This one had a kind of a cool comic book little insert in there. This is like a little exclusive comic book. So that comes with it. And then the 2 discs, the Blu-ray and the regular DVD. So pretty cool little setup there. A little additional little comic book. And a nice little package for just $2.99. Should sell that one for decent money. Might mark that one up a little bit more. And this is Armored. Not sure about this movie. Looks like a cop movie or something. Or maybe the armored truck. They're robbing an armored truck or something. Could be fun. Eagle Shield Armored. Digital copy. And then you also get the Blu-ray. So there it is. The 2 DVDs, 2 Blu-rays, and the box set of Lost. So I've been pretty consistent listing media items of Blu-rays, putting Blu-rays up quite often, as well as those series. Every time we find a brand new series at Goodwill, I usually try to pick it up and post it. Try to triple my investment, and that's kind of what we're doing with these all these items. And we found 2 t-shirts. Let me show you. We paid about $4 for these tees, so we're going to put them up for about $14.97 and hope that they come through and triple our investment. So if you were paying attention, you may have seen these earlier. This is a extra large Tommy Hilfiger, just the blue with the white lettering on the front. And then underneath that is this. It's a Nike running shirt. Kind of has the reflective stripes down the side there as well as on the sleeves, and it is the right size as well. Dry fit, extra large for the big guys. The big sizes always sell a little bit faster than a smaller size, so we always look through the plus size section, and this was a nice one with all the reflective gear. Perfect if you want to get out there this Thanksgiving and run one of those turkey trots. I'm going to be photographing one on Sunday, something to look forward to for you guys. We're going to take you out there. That's right. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a bit of a freelance photographer. We got a bunch of running races that I photograph quite regularly every year, and we got 2 turkey trots coming up. One actually on Thanksgiving Day, but there was one leading up to it in Kirkland on Sunday that I'll be photographing. So we'll be out there, and I'm going to take you guys out there in the morning, give you guys a look around. So something to look forward to this weekend. Put it on your calendar. Come on back on Monday. You'll be able to see all the festivities out there in Kirkland. Hopefully you folks will all dress up like turkeys and make a day of it. It's always a good event to kind of get healthy prior to the big meal, right? So there's one in Kirkland coming up a week or so prior to Thanksgiving, and then there is one actually in Mukilteo on Thanksgiving. So a couple big turkey trot events. All right, it's about 9:30 now. Had some dinner. I've been working on a little bit of YouTube work, so I think I'm going to call an end to this day in the life of a reseller vlog. We'll start fresh in the morning. We'll get those Blu-rays listed, those t-shirts listed, and whatever else we need to get listed. Oh yeah, the Beanie Boos. I've still got those 5 Beanie Boos I photographed earlier. We can get those listed first thing in the morning, and then we'll tackle the rest of it. And of course, we'll put out a new day in the life of a reseller vlog. The vlog continues as we prepare for a busy weekend. Saturday we'll be focusing on YouTube and eBay, and then Sunday we'll have the big run down south in Kirkland. So you want to be sure to tune in on Monday to catch all that action. The day in the life of a reseller vlog will be filled with all kinds of fun stuff this weekend. So these come out every morning. There's always a new one to watch. So go ahead and hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make this a regular part of your day. Thanks for choosing to watch this one to the very end. You really helped me get a little closer to that 4,000 hours we're still chasing. We'll see you on the next one. Hey, do me a big favor. Give this one a big thumbs up on your way out. Bye.